Start radio recording. All right. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing today? Welcome to the Panda Podcast, episode 8. Mine is Panda, and we about to get lit. Happy Saturday, everyone. And guess what? We have a special day today. We have our homie, DK Kiwi. Do you want to say your real name, or you just want to say Kiwi?
I'll just go with Kiwi, man.
You just go with Kiwi. All right, we got Kiwi in the building. Let me just move us down real quick to the private channel so people can't interrupt us with that stuff. So we got some cool things to talk about. We got some hot topics. I want to get them hot takes on them quick things. You know what I mean? So as you guys know, it's Saturday, April 27th. So a single day has passed. And the movie of all movies has been shown out. All right. So the Avengers Endgame came out yesterday or 2 days ago, Thursday, depending on whenever you guys are. I watched it yesterday, and let me tell you, that movie was probably the greatest movie. The way they ended everything was awesome. Okay, if you guys haven't watched it, it's out in theaters now. The Avengers Endgame. If you're a big comic book MCU fan, oh my gosh, you guys better watch that now. I'm not gonna say any spoilers, so that's fun. So be sure that's fine with me. So everybody, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I don't want to fuck shit up for you guys, all right? So speaking of spoilers, Kiwi, are you the kind of guy who likes spoilers?
Nah, I hate it with spoilers because I'm a big sports fan, and you know, I like movies and I like series and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But if I'm out with the family or something, you know, we're playing a game, and you've got a sports team playing, or you've got a TV series that's running, and you're not able to watch it, I'll purposely turn off my phone so I can't get any notifications on my phone about the sports or any Facebook or anything. So that's how much I go into it. Like for example, Game of Thrones came out when it was 3 a.m. my time on Monday morning, 3 a.m. So I literally turn off all electronics to avoid the spoilers.
That's fucking crazy, man. Yeah.
So I go pretty if I'm into something, I'll definitely do my best to try and not get any spoilers. That's for sure. Because Facebook's pretty good at ruining that. I've got applications, applications which give me the end score and everything. So it's I should probably turn that off.
Yeah, seriously, it's fucking crazy, man. No,
yeah.
Got that going. Send that to my Facebooks. Yeah, so I mean, for me, I like spoilers. Like when, let's say if I didn't have the chance. Well, no. Well, in this case, if I couldn't watch Endgame and someone
if you were about to go watch the movie and someone told you what happened at the end.
Yeah, no, but if I missed that opportunity and I couldn't watch it anyway because I didn't have the opportunity, I'd be like, yo, what happened? You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, but if you didn't have the opportunity, it's different, right? But since I've got the electronics and the rugby sites and everything, I can just go watch it.
No, for instance, Game of Thrones, right? I'm not gonna have the opportunity to watch it, you know. So I'll be like, "Yo, just tell me what happened."
Is it a time thing?
Huh?
Is it a time thing, or is it just?
It's just I'm not as invested as a lot of people are.
You haven't really got the willpower to go turn on.
Yeah, I don't have to go out of my way to go watch it, right? So I'd be like, "All right, you watched it? All right, cool. Let me live vicariously through you. Tell me what happened." You know what I mean? But in stuff like Endgame, Avengers, right? I'd be like, oh, I gotta watch this. You know, I'm taking time out to watch this because this is huge. You know what I mean?
If someone did spoil it for you, would you be pissed?
No, I wouldn't be pissed. I wouldn't be pissed. I wouldn't at all. If someone told me, oh, this person does this, and this, right? I'd be like, oh, sweet. Now I want to go see it. How they did, because how you tell me,
how they did it.
Yeah, how you tell me is going to be different than how you tell me in my mind versus how another person shows it on camera or whatever.
Yeah, how you see it through your eyes. Yeah, exactly.
So
That's crazy to me, though.
That's how I
so,
am.
It's so different opinions, though, man.
Yeah, that's why it's like it's not that bad, like I don't, you know what I mean? It's like whatever, because like if someone tells me, oh yeah, like this movie, this guy, this happened here, this, or that happened, and they're like, okay, that's cool, so I'm gonna still watch it, and then like in my head, this is what happens, right? But my head's different than like a director of a movie, like like a James Cameron or something, right? Like you could tell me the whole plot of like. You can tell me the whole plot of like Transformers, but like that's gonna be.
Also, Avengers hasn't come out over in Denmark yet, so it's like it's rough, man, because you've got America, where you get all your movies released before Denmark, before Europe.
Yeah.
So it's like it's fucked, man. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? Because it's just like, because. And that goes for like Game of Thrones stuff too. Like, all right, that's cool, but like the thing that's different about Endgame was I wouldn't be able to go on any social media at all without seeing a spoiler, right? And
really?
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was yesterday, right? When the movie was like playing.
You didn't go out when it got released, or?
Well, I'm 4 hours behind the rest of the world who watches it, right? Like the East Coast of the United States, they watch it before we do.
This is true.
You know what I mean? So around 4:00 is when people are like 4:00 my time, or 6:00 my time was when people on the East Coast got done watching it. You know what I mean? Hey, what's going on, Big KG? Welcome. So yeah, exactly. So like people would watch it. So 4:00 my time, I'm in line, and then I would be on be like on Twitter or whatever, and then I see Tim the Tatman go Endgame, and I'm like, oh shit, and I'll just like close my phone, like I don't want to see anything, Like I gotta be like, hey. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it's different for me as well, because I guess it kind of like depends on what group of friends you have as well. I've always been around people that are really into sports, so things like the Avengers, for example.
Yeah.
Even Game of Thrones. Like I've still got friends in New Zealand and stuff, but I don't know if many of them watch Game of Thrones. But I still don't want to risk it.
Yeah, exactly, right. So you're doing that. I do it. I don't give out spoilers unless people tell me, "Yo, tell me what happened," right? And be like, "Are you sure you need you want to be that spoiler guy?" Like I'll ask them because I know how I am. I'd be like, "Yo, just tell me what happened. I want to do that." Because you could tell me what happened, right? It's like telephone. You could tell me what happened, right? And then I'll watch it, and maybe you'll miss some shit. Right? Like that's how I feel about it, right? Like some people are like really bad at details and stuff, so that's fine, right? So yeah.
There's a lot of people that aren't like that though. They absolutely despise it, man. Their life's ruined if there's a spoiler, if they're into something.
Yeah. So that's how it is, right? For spoilers, right? I'm a you could tell me spoilers, but I know other people can't, so it's like whatever, right? Like for instance, like Game of Thrones, or like for me it's anime, right? Like anime, because it's so crazy what happens in like these anime things. You could tell me what happened, right? Like this guy did this, blah blah, this and this, and he did like this, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like this guy used a big ass sword and like sliced this guy up, and then I'm like, all right. So in my mind, it's like stick figures, big guy slicing another guy up. And you watch it, and you're just like, holy crap, he has a big ass sword, right? Like it's still amazing to me because I know what's happening, but it's different because it's like a cartoon. You know what I mean?
Man, that sword really was big.
Yeah, and that sword was huge, just like super huge, right? And you're like, wow, he wasn't kidding. He kind of exaggerated. He kind of undersold it. You know what I mean? Like you're expecting like, oh, it's a big ass sword. No, this guy had like a big ass sword. Like it's different than like like I said, it's like telephone, right? So I know you have a family and you guys watch movies. So when you guys go to the movies, is it usually planned out?
Or it has to be planned.
Is it planned out for you? Yeah? Or do you just like, we're at the mall and then, hey, there's a movie playing. You want to go watch it?
Well, we can't do that because me and my girlfriend, like, if we even even like going out to parties and stuff, we're boys got kids, so we don't really do anything together. If we do
Nice.
something, it's with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
like with us. So we
Yeah.
base if we go to a movie, it's for their benefit, not for me and my girlfriend.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. And what was the
So
last movie you guys went to go watch as a family
it was
with
How
your
to Train Your
+3
Dragon
kids? Huh?
3. How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Dude, was that good?
It was very good. Yeah.
Oh man,
Won't give any spoilers to anyone that wants to watch.
I gotta watch that, dude. That shit. Because I watched.
Actually, I didn't watch 1 and 2.
I watched 1 and 2, and I watched a TV show.
I mean, I watched How to Train Your Dragon 3
with no context, and it was good for you.
No, with 1, I didn't watch 1 and 2, and I felt like I already knew what 1 and 2 was about.
Dang, that's crazy. That's good. Yeah,
good.
they did, because that movie is good. You know what I mean? Like that movie is super good. Like, shout out to How to Train Your Dragon movies, dude. The movies were good. The show is actually really amazing because it puts a backstory to all the movies. Like the first movie is like the beginning, right? And then the first movie is the beginning, and then the show happens, right? And then the show happens, and then it kind of ends at a certain part, and then the second movie happens, and then the second movie happens, and then the second movie happens, and then boom, it's the third one. Like that, and you're just like, dang, that's crazy, you know? And it's just
one of my favorite parts about like watching movies is trying to figure out whether there is going to be a third or a fourth or a second or a third. Or
what's up, Nico? Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Like it's like the craziest thing.
I thought it was really hard to figure that out as well. How to Train You.
Yeah. So, and then for me, when I go to movies, I try to watch the ones that are big for me, right? That I can watch, and if I have time to watch it, like where I live now, it has to be like big ones, like fucking like Endgame or something, right? But if it's like a small one, I'll be like, I'll just watch it later, right? Because if it doesn't have it, like, this is a huge movie that's gonna impact social media, right? Dude, like, because there's all these memes and like content, dude. When I got out of the movie, I was like, dude, you know the Rick and Morty like meme where they get into the spaceship and they're just like quiet, and then they just burst out into, oh, what the heck just happened? Oh my god, we almost died, man! Like just like that moment of like your mind was blown just now. Like that was me for the first like 2 hours after I got out, and I wanted to talk about it with someone, but I couldn't. So I was like, because there's no one that was around me. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go down to good old Twitter, type in #Endgame. And then, oh, dude, the timeline was the phoniest thing in the world. Because if you watch it, and then they have like the spoilers with no context pictures, just scrolling through all the stuff, dude, I was dying. All I got to say is tacos. All right?
All right, so so this might not be in the topics of the podcast.
It's all right.
But when you go watch a movie like the one that you just went and saw, and that, do you have like a food routine? Like you get the same shit every time you go to the movies, like popcorn, Coke, all that sort of stuff. Like, do you have like a certain amount of food every time that you go?
It depends on how broke or not broke I am. Like if I'm
I know that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. It just depends on like.
If you could though, would you? Do you?
Okay, if I'm being a baller on a budget, like if I'm on a date, I'd be like,
You've just had paycheck, dude. You just got paid. What are you?
Oh, I'm going baller mode. Like we're going all in. So I would get the popcorn. Like if I was by myself, I get the popcorn and I would get a hot dog, right, and a soda, because you can't hold a lot of shit. But if I went to like those super fancy like theaters, like if I went to those super fancy theaters where like you could drink beforehand and like they have like the dining table right there for you, and have you ever been to those? Like, so it's a crazy.
I know.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like the seats you have are like real like recliners on the side, arm pad. There's like tables and stuff, and you have to
about like live action thingies, like
no. This is like for in Orlando, it's called Hobbs Theater, right? It's called Hob Theater. So you buy a ticket and you get assigned seating, so you pick your seat, right? So if you have like a whole party, you guys kind of just pick your area. So your area, right? You have like a reclining chair, and then on the sides, they're like your armrests. They're like mini tables on the side, right? So you could like
Okay.
buy drink, and like beforehand you could buy like alcoholic drinks and food and stuff like that. And like you could kind of order it while you're watching the movie, which is kind of cool, and they'll bring it to you like
So it's
incognito.
like flying first class in business
Yeah,
class.
exactly. But you're watching a freaking movie, right? And it's like
Yeah.
super sick, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like IMAX. There's like all the seats are like that. Every seat is like that, right?
Mm.
So, and it's really expensive. It's like 30, $40, but like you're getting the experience. You know what I mean? Like it's, and like the chairs like rumble. You know, like if something happens, like it's like that, like 3D action. You know what I mean? Or like 4D or whatever. And like that, it's
Yeah.
kind of cool to do stuff like that. So that's what's happening with that. And yeah, that's like if I'm doing that, if I can, like for instance, if I'm trying to go on a date and a big ass movie, like let's say like remember when Transformers was like a big ass movie? I was like, yo, let's go watch Transformers. I would bring someone there for a good experience because going to the movies is like kind of like, oh, that's like high school. But like if you're like adulting now, like you're in that level of adultness, you go to like an experience like that. You know what I mean? Like that's how I would do it, in my personal opinion, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm like a baller on a budget, like, oh, let's go watch this movie real quick, you know what I mean? Like just random, I would just get a popcorn and a soda because I just like
Okay.
the snack during the previews because I'll eat all the popcorn and stuff before the movie even starts because
My, because
I
you're
don't want to
sitting
be
there
that
waiting.
fucking douchebag going. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, dude. I'll eat. I mean, I've
Yeah.
normally got my kids with me, dude, so I just blame it on them. But you know, like,
Yeah, but like, but see, when I watch a movie, I'm locked in. Like, I'm just like, especially if it's a good movie, you know what I mean? Like, I'm locked in. Like, for instance, like when I was watching Endgame, when the crazy shit happened and everybody was like, oh, or like, oh, like I'm just sitting here like stone cold, like leaning in, just like this, you know, just like, oh
damn.
man, this is good. Like, yeah, I cried. No, I didn't cry. I bawled. My eyes got watery. Like someone was cutting onions in front of me, and I choked up because I was like, oh, you know, like that's how like, yeah. I've only cried for 3 movies, I think.
Hmm. Can you
I
name those 3 movies?
Yeah, Artificial Intelligence with Haley Joel Osment, Ewan McGregor, yeah, that old ass movie, you know. I cried like the whole movie from like 30 minutes in to the end. I was like, oh, it's so sad and it's so heavy, but it's fucked up, you know, like, and I was like little. 7 Pounds was another one with Will Smith. That movie was messed up. Like, I was like, dang, oh my God. And then, dude, I can't remember the third one. The third one was juiced. I want to say it was a Disney. Oh yeah, Up.
Oh,
The first 15 minutes of that movie. Remember? Oh man, I cried because I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." You know, like you just get scuffed in the end in the beginning, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And yeah, Pixar, that's their formula, man. They get you with that sadness in the beginning, and then they like hook you. You know, like they got you. That's it. You know what I mean?
what's your favorite form for movie? Like,
My favorite
what's your
form,
favorite
like,
action, comedy?
I'm a rom com, like a rom com or a rom com, like a
I don't know what
romantic
that is.
comedy or brother romantic comedy, like those kind of comedies. Because yeah, I like
Like Brokeback Mountain.
no, like 22 Jump Street kind of shit, you know. Like I like comedies because it's you can never really get too cheesy in a movie, right? Because that's where you watch, like that's why you go to watch movies like that, like romantic comedies and shit. Because like it's just a slice of life. Like it's like because I like action. Don't get me wrong. Like I like action movies. Like I watch them all day. But like if I was to choose like a genre, I don't like scary movies at all.
Okay.
At all. Like I wouldn't like if the poster thing looked scary, I'm not even about it. Like that's how like bad it is, dude. You know what I mean?
You're not the kind of Japanese, The Grudge and all that.
Oh hell no, dude! I wouldn't even touch that, dude. I would be like, I wouldn't even watch it in broad daylight on a TV that was small. You know, like nah. If I go into my friend's house and they're playing something crazy, I'd be like, all right, peace, I'm out. You know what I mean? What's up, Gore? Yeah, that's how it would be for me. Like I'd be like, get out of here with that. You know?
Yeah, dude.
All right. So, what about you? What kind of movies do you like?
What kind of movies do I like? Definitely comedy.
Comedy movies? Like which ones, for instance?
I don't know. So many, man. Like anything with Jim Carrey and just everything, dude. Like,
what's the most recent one that you watched? That was really good.
Most recent comedy that I watched?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even remember. Most recent comedy.
I think the one that scary movies are not good for the soul, dude. You can soul these nuts, bro.
What up, Gold?
Yeah. So, oh, dude.
Honestly, I can't even remember, man. I haven't watched the movie in a long time because I've been so hooked into Game of Thrones, catching up. Like, watched Game of Thrones 3 times all the way through, waiting for the last season to come up.
So I think the last comedy I saw was holy Jesus, Mother of Moses. I forgot. I think it was a superhero movie. Like Deadpool. That was the last one I saw. Deadpool. I saw that. That was a action comedy. Yeah, that was the last one I think I saw because it was something, or I don't know. It was like I just kind of watch a lot of them online. You know, because I don't like go to movies unless I'm on vacation or like it just happens to be there, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. Like that's but like because I like going to movies like the Marvel movies because you gotta get that before it like gets you. You know what I mean? I can't watch movies like that late because I can't go on like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything without seeing spoilers, right? So it's like I gotta watch this shit when it comes out. You know what I mean? And as for scary movies, yeah, Tropic Thunder. Oh my god, I love that movie.
What is Tropic Thunder?
You never seen Tropic Thunder, dude? What? Oh my god, really? Oh, you gotta watch that now, dude. What? That movie is amazing. It has Robert Downey Jr. Huh?
The last comedy I watched was a comedy called Cops. I think.
Cops.
Yeah.
Oh, Cops with the black guy and the guy from the two guys from New Girl. Oh, Let's Be Cops, right? That one.
I think so, man. Yeah.
That movie's super funny. Yeah,
Let's Be Cops. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, Let's Be Cops. That movie is funny, dude.
Where they pretend to be cops and everything.
Yeah. It's our Discord movie, literally. Yeah, Tropic Thunder is our Discord movie. Yeah, that's so true. What do you mean, you people? That's so true. Oh my god. Yes, that's good. All right, so.
Is it the one with Robert Downey Jr. and
yeah, Robert Downey Jr., Ben Stiller, yeah, Jack Black's in it too. Dude, that movie's so funny, dude.
I mean, that sounds like a movie I need to watch.
Dude, it's like one of the best movies of all time, man. Like, to be completely honest with you, that movie's lit.
Okay, just from looking at the front page.
Yeah, looking at the cast itself, the movie's super hilarious.
I can just imagine Panda's definitely Downey, and then you've definitely got Gore as Black.
Dude, I think the person I'm in, if I was to be in that movie, I'd be Ben Stiller. Because I'd be the fucking retarded one, dude.
Yeah, it's totally Black Jack. Yeah, it's fuck.
Gore would be Jack Black. You know why? It's because of who that character is. And that's exactly why Gore would be Jack Black. And I'd be Ben Stiller. And who would be Robert No, you would be Robert Downey Jr.'s character,
If
actually.
there's a sensitive guy there,
Because
then I'm
because Robert Downey Jr.'s character, he's actually from New Zealand or Australian or something. So no, he's from New Zealand, I think.
So you're going to insult me like that again? That's pretty cool.
Damn, son.
Gotcha. All right, off of movies. So sports news. Doo-doo-doo. So we got our inside scoop for our sports reporter. We got DK Kiwi in the mix. Take it away.
I mean, rugby, man. Rugby World Cup this year.
So for the audience that's never heard of the word rugby, can you explain what that game is to people?
Basically a non-pussy version of American football.
Okay, so what's the difference between American football and rugby?
You want me to go through all
Yes, I want you to see the difference. If you were to watch it on TV, what would be the difference there?
Okay, so the ball's definitely different.
Uh-huh.
And then instead of like American football, you can throw the ball forwards, and in rugby you can't. So basically, the only way that you can move forward
Is throwing it backwards, laterally,
running, passing the ball backwards, or kicking the ball forwards.
Okay. Yeah. And what's the key difference between American football and rugby?
The key difference?
Mm-hmm.
That'd definitely be the protection.
Yes. What kind of protection does rugby players wear?
You got a mouth guard. Protect that mouth. Protect those teeth, man. But again,
so what you're saying is rugby, they don't wear shit because they're men.
They don't
okay. Yeah. So the thing that's crazy about rugby is rugby players look jacked. Right? Like you look at American football players. Yeah, they're pretty ripped.
Yeah, but
like their build is like diesel, right? Like you can see them, like they got the big chest muscles, big arms, legs. You know, like they're built for speed, or like they're just bulky. When you look at every rugby player, you just see a big ass tank ready to fuck you up.
Well, they're just really fit, man. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
American
if you
football is a very stop start.
Yeah.
Rugby, it's on the go.
It's on the you're moving the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So speaking of football, like American football, my best friend's dad like watched the whole game and then like timed every time like the ball would like actual play. So in like a 2-hour session, they only had 35 minutes of actual playing time.
That's crazy.
In a 2-hour, yeah, exactly. In a 2-hour session, like when they go hut, stop, and as soon as the ball stops and play, right? But the clock is still ticking, right?
Right.
Or like they would have timeouts or whatever the fuck, like ad breaks. So like he would just be like, tick, 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 and that's how it. I mean, 35 minutes of actual play, like in a 2-hour session.
Well, that's the thing though. If there's like a stoppage in rugby, the referee literally, like if there's someone down, like hurt himself or something, he literally stops the time.
Yeah. Same thing happens in soccer. Well, no, not soccer. Soccer. That's why I like soccer so much. Well, because it just keeps going. Right?
Well, yeah, soccer's just nonstop.
Yeah, soccer's nonstop, dude. That's why I think soccer is the craziest sport. I love watching soccer, dude. If the game, and if nobody scored and the teams were like amazing, like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was like 1-1, I'm like, damn, this is like the best game ever. You know, like when we were watching the World Cup. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
Dude, soccer is super good. So you got rugby. Who's playing today or coming up playing that you're excited about? Because I don't know anything about rugby. Yeah.
I mean, all the games that I've wanted to watch this weekend, I've already played.
All right, so
it's very different. They play, at the moment they're playing like a round robin game against against 14 other teams.
Who's playing who? What? I'm lost.
The team that I support is a New Zealand team.
Okay, so the Blacks.
Well, no, it's not international at the moment.
Oh, okay, it's national. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's national, but they still play against 2 other international franchises. I've got there's 5 teams from South Africa, and then there's 5 teams from Australia.
Very nice.
They all get their best clubs together, and then they all play like a big round robin where they play, where they actually play everyone from the other teams
Mm-hmm.
in the world.
That's tight. That's tight. All right, so that was our sports news hot take coming back here from Kiwi, the Denmarkian. All right, so speaking of sports, so did you play sports when you were like little? Like how little were you when you were like starting sports?
I started playing soccer when I was 5.
Mm-hmm. Started playing soccer when you were 5.
Went into rugby as soon as I could, basically when I was 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And played cricket and snow ski, and I did snow skiing as well.
What the fuck? Snow skiing?
Well, not professionally, but
like you would go down like a mountain of ice of snow and ski? Like that snow skiing?
Yeah, that's snow skiing.
Okay, so just skiing.
Mm-hmm.
When you say snow skiing, I'm like, there's a difference?
I mean, you can. No,
Kiwi played badminton. Hey, I played badminton. Badminton is a fucking legit ass sport. That game is amazing. I fucking love. Have you ever seen Olympic badminton? Dude.
What did you play at school, man?
He didn't play shit. He played that. He played that tote game.
No, I know what he did. He played American football. He played the pussy version.
Nah, I think Gore played Toke. He played Toke It Up. He played Toke It Up for sure.
No, I remember he played American football. He told me.
Oh yeah. So when I was younger, I played every game that had the word ball in it. So I played baseball. I played the basketballs. I played the volleyballs. I played soccer balls. I played footballs.
Yeah, say football. See, I told you, man.
Footballs. I played the soccers. I played volleyballs. I played badminton. Dude, I was the shit at badminton, dude. I was the shit at badminton. I was the shit at volleyball. I was the shit at foosball. I was the shit at ping pong. No, I didn't play ping pong when I was younger. I didn't get good until I was in the military. But yeah, so I played a lot of sports when I was in middle school, and then in high school I didn't really play sports because I kind of grew out of it. I was like over it because my parents
found interest in girls and video gaming. That's why he stopped playing.
Yeah, it's because like what happened for me when I got older was my parents like pushed it on me like super hard, you know, like you gotta play all these sports because you gotta do all these. That's what you do, and I'm like, so when I got to high school, I was like, in high school I moved to Florida, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do none of that, dude. You know, I got enough time for that. I got video games to play. I was in band and ROTC. There's no way I was gonna be in like a sports team. There's too much extracurricular activities. But speaking of middle school days, man. So those of you listeners out there / watchers, I was in Alaska when I was in middle school, and I lived in a super small town that I'm back at right now, Kodiak, Alaska. And I was talking about this today at the bar, talking to my friend, talking about like, yeah, you were like, cause they were talking like back in the day, like our street in our small town was like the cool kids street. It was the Bird Street, and everybody there was like super cool at school. And I didn't like looking like when I was living that, like in that living that, I didn't even know because I was really, I was like super shy. My best friend was like the most popular dude in the school, in the class, right? In our grade. Like he was like the big flirt guy, you know? And I was like his best friend, but no one really messed with me, but like I was really quiet and people like knew who I was, but I didn't know I was super cool. You know what I mean? Like everybody knew who I was. Like I was just like, yeah. I was telling my friend, he's like that never, like I didn't know until I came back. He's like, yeah, I knew who you were. I was like, really? I didn't really talk to no one like that wasn't in my circle. Like, yeah, but everybody knew who you guys were. You guys lived on Birch. You guys were all the cool kids, you know? I was like, damn, really? And then I thought back. I was like, yeah, everybody like who lived on my street was like a personality, right? Like everybody who lived in that like corner, so if you're watching, everyone, so my house was on like a corner like this. So like it was this. The main road was Birch here, and then there was like a thing called Pine Crescent that was like a loop that went like this. And my house was in the corner of that right here, like in the corner. Like this would be my house right here, and then like this was the street, right? And that corner were three houses, and these three houses was me, my friend Mark, and my best friend Robbie. And those like we were like the three apparently big personalities. Now that I think back, because Mark had a big ass like yard with a basketball court in his parking lot. So everybody would play basketball there, and that street that was next to it, that downhill on the corner, was like for everything else. Like we would play like tag or like ramp with the bikes and stuff. And Robbie, he was like the big flirt, the big dude at school. And then I was looking back, I was a hustler actually. I was like I was making crazy amounts of money back when I was younger in my middle school days because during the summer, huh?
Trying to scam everyone.
No, I wasn't a scammer. I was just hustling. I was just making crazy amounts of money because like my mom in the summer, because you know in summer it gets hot, right? And you like get like ice cream and stuff. So my mom would make these things called ice candies, right? So she would get these little plastic little container things and fill it up with like Kool-Aid, and she would tie them up and then freeze them. But she would make like thousands of these in the freezer, right? And then I would just sell them for $0.25 for one, and then 5 for $1, right? And like my whole town would just go to my house and buy ice candies for like yeah, for like crazy amounts. Like looking back, I probably made like $20 a day. Like as a fucking like what grade was that? Like a 7 to 13-year-old. That's a lot of fucking money, right? And yeah, and like I did that, and I was like, because I would sit outside playing, and then like playing, and then when people come in, I'd be like, oh, you guys want ice candy? And I'd like, they give me the money, and then I'd sell it and all that stuff. And I didn't really know like, and I was like, oh man, you know, it'd be cool. Like I was thinking to myself, like, you know, it'd be cool. Instead of like, it was like your modern day, it was like my version of lemonade stand, right? But it was just ice candies. And I was like, you know, it'd be cool if we like, because I wanted to expand, right? Because all of that was in our street, our neighborhood. I was like, I wanted to expand this to like everybody else, and everybody knows like where I'm at. So I would like get a whole bunch of them like in a cooler and like walk to the park and be like, hey guys, you guys want ice candies? 25 cents, 5 cents for $1. And like that happened too, and then I got even more. You know what's funny? What I used all that money on? I used all that money on going to the pool every day.
That's crazy.
Like going to the pool, like so you go to the pool, like the big pool, the swimming pool or whatever, and it was only $1 to go in every day.
Like the public pool, right?
And it was a public pool. It was at the high school, and like you just go and like swim all day, and that's how I learned how to swim because I don't know. I learned how to swim at a young age, and that's why I'm really good at swimming now. But yeah.
So it's like riding a bike, man. You never forget.
Yeah, you never forget. But like, I was really good for some unknown reason because when I went to the pool, it would just be me swimming back and forth doing laps. Like I didn't do anything crazy. I just like swam, like because I wanted to, because it just felt good. Like being in the water felt good for me.
Back when we didn't eat like five kgs of nachos every day.
Yeah, 5 kgs of nachos. Oh, dude, nachos. Don't even tell, dude. God damn it! I'm gonna make some nachos now. Good job.
I've always wanted to know, Panda, is dancing a sport to you?
Yes.
Do you consider dancing a sport?
Yes, 1000%. Oh, dude, are you serious? If you're like a pro dancer and you dance for a living, you are probably one of the most fit people in the world. Have you seen like?
Soccer players, dude. They run like 12 kilometers a game.
Yeah, so dude. If you're like a pro dancer, like you do that, you dance all the time in heels. Like when you so the thing is,
that sounds rough.
Yeah.
Work out in the water. What?
Yeah, where you used to work out on. So like every move, like it's like ballet. Like dancing, like ballroom dancing is like ballet almost. You have to. It's like a lot of core work, and footwork on top of memorization and like awareness, right? And it's not just your body that you're moving a whole nother body that's connected to you, right? Like if you're like when you watch Dancing with the Stars and shit, that's hard work, dude. Yeah, that it is a sport. It's a sport. Like people get judged, you get judged on it, and there's world champions. You know, like in different areas of dance, like in
you got like hip hop competitions and stuff, right? That's basically
yeah, yeah,
televised.
exactly. So it's a sport. They're athletes. Sport. It's more of a sport in Europe than it is in America. Like Germans, for instance, like in Germans and Russians, for instance, they consider dancing it's super serious for them over there. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, it's a sport because I was a ballroom dance instructor and I've seen it. Like, I've seen the competition and it's like crazy. Like, because I'm coming from experience, right? Like, looking at it from the outside in, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could see where people don't think it's a sport because it's just how they portray dancing, right? But, like, for me to be in the industry and, like, going into it, you know what I mean? Going into it and I'm like, yo, holy crap. Everybody's super, you know, into it and like they're cheering them on. Like it's like a sporting event. Like when you go to like a competition, it's a competition. Real money is involved, right? And these guys are dancing like 500 times in one day for like 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And they're dancing like multiple routines. So like, for instance, like if you're playing football, you have a playbook, right? So the same thing in dancing, you would have your routines because there's like roughly 20 dances, right? And if you're in a competition, you have those 20 dances. You have those 20 dances that you have to dance 10 times. So you have to memorize those, and you have 20 dances, and you have each one depending on if it's open or closed. Depends on what your routine is going to be. So you have to learn like hundreds of different kinds of routines if you're trying to go into a competition for real, right? And then you're being judged by other pro dancers, legends, in my opinion. Like the judges are mostly like all legendary dancers, you know, like in their past, and they're like retired now, and they're looking at you and you're trying to compete with everybody else. What's up, Joker? You know what I mean? Like you're trying to compete with everybody else. So it's like cutthroat game too, right? And it's not only you're judged on your dancing and your technique. You're also being judged on your appearance. You know what I mean? Hey, Asian Bubble Tea. Thanks for that sub, bro. What's good? Thank you. Hey, hey. All right. Thanks for that sub. Asian Bubble Tea, what's up? Coming out of the woodworks. Gotcha. Thank you for that prime. All right. So moving. You fucking distracted me. But yeah. So, dude, I just totally lost my train of thought.
No. But the whole thing about dancing, you've got like ice skating as an Olympic sport as well.
Exactly. So that's like figure skating. Exactly. Figure skating is a sport. So like, why can't ballroom dancing be a sport? It is a sport. You know what I mean? Are you a gangster, Panda? Yeah, maybe. I'm a gangster. Get out of my
Damn,
get out of my face, son.
Gay.
I'm just saying. I'm just letting y'all know. You get that.
Panda, 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 panda.
It's so good, dude. I fucking love that shit. All right, so. But yeah, that's how dancing is. You know what I mean? Like, it's a sport. I think it's a sport. Like, 1000%. Like, because you have to work hard at it. Like, just like any other Olympian, right? You know, yeah, I mean? Yeah, I mean? Yeah, I mean? So, going back to your high school adolescence days, Kiwi, were you considered a bully?
No, definitely.
Or
not.
were you the one being bullied?
I mean, I played rugby, dude. I played for the number one team in school and everything. So I didn't bully anyone, but I didn't get bullied either.
Yeah, but did you see bullying happen?
Um, Of course, there's always bullying, man.
Yeah. So
Bullying.
what'd you do about it?
Of course, you try and talk to the person that's bullying and tell them to stop being a dick.
You're convinced, Gore? See, exactly. Like, if you really think about it, dancing is a sport. Like, you have to work hard just like any other sport. You know, like, people, if you can make a living out of it and get popular, like Dancing with the Stars, those people didn't just
Yeah.
become popular because they're like, hey, I danced for a little bit. You know, like, these guys are world class athletes. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to dance. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Learning like 27 different dances at a high level, dude, it takes the years. You know what I mean? And there's different levels. Like, when you if you go to take a private lesson, you're gonna realize dancing is fucking hard to learn. No matter like how good you are, there's always a higher level of dance based on the history. You know what I mean?
There's always someone better as well.
Yeah, there's always someone better. Exactly. You're never gonna be the shit. Right? There's always new stuff coming out, and there's always new ways to do things to make it look better and all that stuff. And there's different judges for everything, right? So, and you never get like, it's always like, when I was a ballroom dance instructor, my boss, he's been dancing for like 25 years. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm still learning. And he's amazing. He's like an amazing dancer. Like, he's like top ranked, you know? Like, I learned from like the best, you know? And yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm still learning. We still get people from around the world coming in to coach. And yeah, it's just like a thing that happens, right? So bullying. Yeah, when I was in high school, middle school, I actually don't know if I was the bully. Because no one really messed with me except for like two people. And then we had a kerfuffle and I came out on top. You know what I mean? Like, because Kiwi, you've known me for like a couple of years, right? A few years. And I'm a pretty chill guy, but like, I don't take no shit from nobody, right?
Oh no! If someone takes a dump on you, dude, they're gone. They go.
No, saying like, I don't just take it, is what I'm saying.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't just take it. Like, I clap back immediately, right? So, in my younger years, I was a pretty shy kid. Like, I didn't talk a lot. I let my best friend talk for me, but when something... Oh, years, I was really seeing bullying happening around me. Yeah, exactly, right? So, I see you. I understand you. You didn't really see it, but you knew it was happening around you. Yeah, exactly. So, for me, I was in like a group of people that you didn't really want to mess with. But within that group, there was like two people. My best friend picked on me a lot because he knew I wouldn't do anything because we were best friends. Right?
That's different, right? That's not bullying. That's just friends being.
Yeah, but he would sometimes go overboard. He would cross the line, right? And then another one, he was just a bully. He was a bully. He was like the athlete star, like the athlete, popular guy. Like he was good at all the sports. Like he was the good one. Like he was the good one. So how I like those are the two people who kind of bullied me. If bullying was a thing, like people who bullied me. So what happened with the first one, the athlete guy, he would bully me because he just like made fun of me all the time because I was big, like I was fat, not really like huge, but I had like some like me, like if you were to look at me now, like a little bigger when I was younger, right? Because you know, the muscles didn't grow yet. We were still like what, 7th grade, 6th grade, right? And it was wintertime and I was kind of just not feeling it. It was snowy, you know, it was like there's like 3 feet of snow on the ground and we're waiting for the bus. And he would just throw snowballs at me in the head. And I'm like, it's cold. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking cold. I'm like, hey man, stop. It's annoying. He's like, what are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do? It just keeps throwing. I'm like, stop. And then I just lost my shit. And what I did was, he's like, what are you gonna do? You wanna fight? Let's do it. I'm like, all right. So like what had happened is he was throwing snowballs and then I just kept running towards him and I tackled him, right? I tackled him to the ground and then he kind of got caught off guard and I picked him. And then when he got on the ground, I just kicked him in the face with my steel toe boot. And that was it. He was down. Like, and then I just like, I just like, I told you to stop messing with me. And I just kicked him in the face. And then he was gone. Like, he was just knocked out. And then everybody saw it and they're like, oh. Because it was pretty, like, savage. Because I learned how to box because of my dad for like several years. And I took karate and I learned Aikido. Like, I knew how to defend myself, right? But I just didn't really use it because why, you know? But that was just like a thing. I was like, I told you to stop and you keep doing it. And I kept telling you like, stop. And then I just lost my shit. And I just, that happened, right? And then he never messed with me again, right? And then another story with my best friend was, so my best friend, he's the popular guy in school, right? He's like the big flirt, like he's the big flirt guy, he like flirts with everybody, and he would steal all my girls that I liked. Little fucking asshole. When I think back, I'm like, is he a fucking douche? Because I would tell him, yo, that girl's cool, I like her. And then he would just yeah, Mr. Steele, you're good. Exactly, he would take that. And I'm like, man, like, he didn't do it once. He didn't do it twice. He did it fucking 3 fucking times, dude. Thinking back, I'm like, dude, his girlfriends were all the girls that I liked. And I told him, I was like, yo, this girl's hot, blah, blah, blah. You think about her? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was so mad. Like, I'm thinking back, I'm like, oh my God, right? And I'm like, dude. And like, come to find out, like years later, like after college, all the girls that I liked, when I talked to them, like, yeah, I liked you. I wanted to go out with you, but like, you never made a move. And like, he did. So what the fuck? And I was like, no, like, cause I was super nice, like I was the nice guy. And I didn't really talk very much. Cause I was like, I didn't talk very much,
You didn't think to like not tell your best friend the girls that you like?
No, I did. That's the problem. I told her, like, yeah, she's really cool. I like her.
No, like, did you not think to not tell him?
I didn't, because the thing when I was young like that, I didn't even think about doing stuff like that. I just wanted to go outside and play games and play outside and just hang out with my friends, Like, that was my train of thought, and I didn't have the girl radar until, like, high school. You know what I mean? I, like, liked her. I thought she was cool, and, like, but, like, the girlfriend thing didn't happen until, like, 8th grade. Right? Like, I didn't get that.
Not my self-choice by the sounds of it.
Yeah. It didn't, like, 8th grade is when it hit me. Because my best friend, he's like, you need a girlfriend. I was like, do I? I guess. And then, like, he, like, hooked me up with, like, one of her, like, with one of our friends. Like, he played matchmaker, so to speak. You know what I mean? And, like, that's, I was like, oh, girls are cool. Like, I'd go to, like, movies and stuff. Like, going to the movie, like, the typical going to the movies and then, like, doing that stuff. And at this time, this was when, like, ICQ and, like, AIM Instant Messenger was, like, a thing. And internet was, like, the niche thing. Like, it was coming up. And I didn't know how to talk to girls, so I would make an account and, like, talk to girls who were older than me, which was, like, girls who were, like, 18, 19, 20, because I was, like, 12. You know what I mean? Like, older girls, and, like, talk to them, like, hey, how do you, like, what do you like in a guy? And they'd tell you, like, all these things, and I'd learn, like, oh, okay. And then that's when I, like, came into liking girls and, like, how they are, like, how to understand, like, their thought processes. And yeah,
to this day, we still don't understand them.
Yeah, we still don't understand. Like, I have an idea. Like, I have a general idea. Like,
you can't tell me you understand girls, dude.
I didn't say that. I said I have an idea and I have their thoughts in mind. If that makes any sense at all. Like, I understand their thinking of why they do things sometimes. Like, not every girl, but, like, the general. You know what I mean? Like the social media stuff, for instance. Like, you know how girls who are, like, into social media, like, why did you like this girl's picture on Instagram? Like that. I understand that thought process of why they're crazy like that, right? So in that essence, like, for instance, if I had a girlfriend and she got mad at me, like if I had a girlfriend and I know she's like into social media, I would immediately unfollow every girl. You know, like I would immediately unfollow every like Instagram hoe. You know what I mean? Can you have a shout out? Not gaming. Sorry. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the podcast. All right. Oh shit, that's the wrong button. All right, so yes, just to do it, right? Thanks for the follow, man. Yeah. Welcome to the panel. All right, so I would immediately unfollow everybody just because I wanted to eliminate the process of like, oh, why are you talking to this? You cheating on me with that shit? Because eliminating all processes with that stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, social media is unless Discord.
But then,
what's my favorite
but then
song?
you can also turn it around and say if the girl that you're currently in a relationship with, if she can't accept who you're friends with and who you want to talk to, then it's not worth being with, right?
Yeah, no, that's a conversation all in itself too, right? So my favorite song is Anything by T-Pain. That's it. But no, like I said, like that's a conversation to be had, right? Because for me, if she's on Instagram liking all these dudes things, like at the end of the day, yeah, can you buy me a drink? Exact classic. So at the end of the day, if she's coming back to me, you know what I mean? If she's coming back to me, I don't care. She could like all the fucking abbed out dudes all she wants. You know what I mean? Just as long as at the end, I'm good. Have you watched Endgame? Yes, I've watched Endgame. If you haven't watched that shit, watch it right now. All right, I'm not gonna spoil anything except for tacos. That's all I'm saying. Tacos. Don't you dare say a word. I'm just saying tacos. Dude, it's so good. Anyways, so, dude, what was I saying? Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's out already. What? Yeah.
Yeah, it's out. I watched it yesterday. It was amazing. That was the best movie ever of all time. The best. If you like MCU movies, this is the one, dude. You know, it's like that's the one. Yeah, it's the one. This is the movie to watch if you're an MCU fan. Oh God, it's so good. We already had this like conversation already, but like going back at it, dude, got it. But anyways, what was I going back to? What was I talking about now? Shit.
You're talking about girls and how if she was liking all your guys.
I'm talking about stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. So I learned how to do that, and that's how I kind of knew that thought process of learning girls' thoughts. Like, oh, compliment them on these things. They like to do this. They want to feel a special way. You know, like they want to be treated a special way. Like, not all girls, but like it's a basic blueprint for like the generic lady. Pretty much like how to be a gentleman kind of thing, right? Like that's how I was brought up when I was growing up into high school. So the way I approached girls was different. And that's how I became friends with a lot of girls. And like I'd only date certain ones because I don't know, it was weird. I had a lot of girlfriends in high school, but it was not a lot, but like I was very selective when I was in high school. And for some crazy reason, I always had like every girlfriend I had just happened to be like one of the hottest girls in our class. And I don't even know how that happened because I was like, how did this even happen? My friends were like, dude, how'd that even happen? You didn't even like, and I'd be super incognito with it too, which was actually pretty funny because my friends, we would all hang out after school in high school right in front of the parking lot, right? We'd hang out because all the parking lot where we went to high school, it was only one way in and out, like one road in and out, right? And we would just wait until everybody left and then leave, right? So you would see everybody that would come out, or if they went to the bus, right? But my girl I was talking to, in junior year, I saw her. I was like, dude, Christy, that's the hottest girl in school. That's the hottest girl in our class. She just moved here. And I'm like, I'm all my friends in the lunch table. I'm like, I was just like saying this bullshitting, like, I'm gonna date that girl, bet. And they're like, no, you won't, bro. And, you know, because we were just high school kids. I just don't know what's going on. So senior year happened, and we shared a class together. And I wrote, the little paper note. Yeah, what's up? And I like tossed it at her, and then we kind of just incognitely talked, and then like I incognitely talked, and sometimes kind of hung out. But like my best friends didn't even see this shit happen. It happened all like I would hang out with my friends, and then it'd be like, "Oh man, I gotta go do something real quick," and I would go hang out with her on the low, like because I was the only one with a car. So like our town was like super small, and like we would just always hang out. And she worked at Taco Bell, and my friends would always notice like, why do we always go Taco Bell, son? Because she worked there. And then like, because we'd play a lot of basketball at my friend's house, and they'd be like, "Oh, I gotta do homework, dude. I'll see you guys later." And then I would just go like Taco Bell and like hang out with her for like 5 minutes, and then leave. And then we would go to Taco Bell all the time, and I'd be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I get all the food, and then like one day I just like kind of asked her out, and then that's how and then that's how it happened. But I don't know, when I was in a relationship, I keep it like super like on the DL. Like no one really knew until it was like prom kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like people didn't know we were dating until prom. And I was homecoming king too, so that's the fucking fucked up part. And the crazy thing is I was homecoming king, and I wasn't even on like any sports team. I was just on JROTC. And like how I became a homecoming king was my homeroom. We were all like bullshitting, like, yo, what if I'm saying Panda? Or yeah, what if Panda was like homecoming king? We like fucking like, cause we were voting for who to pick in our class or who to pick, and it was like this guy named Drew Zimbro and then me, right? I was like, yeah, dude, it'd be super fun, because Drew Zimbro, he's like the basketball player, he's super tall, he's like 7'2" or whatever. And I'm like, yo, let's pick Panda. How funny would that be? You don't play any sports, you're just on ROTC, and let's see if you make it. And then we'll just tell everybody to like vote for you, right? So they voted for me for homecoming court, right? And then apparently they told it, or like it was like telling everybody to do it. So like at the end of the day, I'm in class like in economics, right? And and I'm like sleeping, just like trying to like just chilling. And then they like announced the homecoming court, and like I didn't expect my name to be said, right? And I was like half asleep because I was like getting ready to like sleep, and they said my name. And I was like, wait. I woke up. I was like, did they say my name? And everybody goes, "Oh my god, you fucking made it!" You know? And I was like, "No way!" It was pretty funny. And then like I went to homecoming because I didn't think I was gonna win. I was like, "Oh, I'm on homecoming card, cool." And then I actually won, and I was like, "Oh, holy shit, that's so funny!" Because like, when have you seen like not a football or sports player win homecoming king, right? Like never, like it's never like that's like never the thing. And it was just super funny because everyone's like, yeah, it's because you were just pretty chill, like everybody voted because like they knew who I was at this time in my high school career, and I didn't really think I was a popular dude, which was kind of crazy. And I was like, all right, cool. And yeah, so I didn't bring, we were dating at the time, the girl I was talking to. We were dating at the time, but we didn't go because we had different circle friends, and we didn't meet each other until after homecoming. So it was kind of weird. But then I took her to prom. It was like before school even started. I had my like prom outfit already. That doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, do you have prom when you were in Denmark or wherever you were?
I didn't go to school in Denmark. Man.
Where'd you go to school? No,
We
in
had something called a social, which was basically, basically prom.
Yeah.
Basically.
So did you have like that? Like you were dressed up and all this good stuff. Hey, massive podcast fan. Thanks for the follow, man.
Yeah, in New Zealand we like had went to school and stuff. Yeah. It was basically prom, just not called prom.
Nice. That's cool.
So, man. Basically the same stuff, man. And like eat dinner together and take
Mhm.
photos, listen to music, and then there was like after parties and all that sort of stuff. It was pretty cool.
Nice. So, speaking of all that stuff, we need some panda dance moves. Damn, that will happen. Well, see, this is a podcast. For those of you who are tuning in, this is my podcast day. So every day at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this will be here recorded live, and it's actually being recorded. And I'm on Spotify, so
Well, you can't say every day. It's every Saturday.
every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this will be here for about however long it is, right? And this is a new for me. It's episode 8, so this is pretty new, and I'm loving it right now, and we're about to get into some juice real quick. But yeah, make sure you guys follow me. I'm on Spotify, the Panda Podcast. Yeah, that's who I am. That's where I'm at. If you want to follow me on social media, you can totally do that stuff too, and you find all that stuff. So yeah, and that's what's happening if you don't know what's going on. The juice. That's right. So the person I'm talking about, you guys already know it's Kiwi, but I want to officially introduce him as a co-host to the show, the other co-host into my show. So how I met, can I have a shout out? Yeah, knock yourself out, bro. Don't do anything crazy. Massive podcast fan. Shout out to him. So Kiwi, I met this guy playing a game called Path of Exile. And it was actually pretty funny how I met him, because I was part of a guild playing Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a big game that I play. I stream it when I stream playing games and stuff. And our guild, one of our guys, damn, it was not me. Feels bad. Guess what, Nico? We gonna talk. Anyways, so I was talking to one of my other guild leaders. He's like, I'm gonna go find another guild so we can go get more people, right? So he found Kiwi's guild, and they were telling us about it. So I joined their Discord, right? And I met this guy named Kiwi, and I was like, hey, what's going on, man? Me just being chill. And he's like, hey man, you did Shaper? So Shaper's like an end game boss in the game. He's like, nah, I've never done that before. And he's like, yeah, let's do it real quick, And so I was like, all right. And we do this thing. We kill the first boss, and we just drop like this extremely rare item. And I was like, that's the first memory I've had of Kiwi, and it was like the funniest thing. And then we've been pretty chill ever since, even though he argues with me about some dumb shit because he likes to think I'm wrong all the time. So anyways.
No, don't have to think he's wrong. It's basically, it goes without saying Ben is wrong. So.
Hey, listen, you Denmarkian. All right? Just kidding. But anyways, yeah, we've been playing. You're wrong all the time. I'm not wrong. I'm right all the time. All right.
Thank you, Nico. See, look at this. Look at Nico backing up.
I'm right all the time. All right. I am right all the time. Listen, I don't want to hear you guys. See, you guys are you guys are phonies, dude. You guys are so phony. You guys are so phony. You guys are so phony, dude. Just kidding. I love it. I love all you guys, dude. I love all you guys, dude.
Dude, maybe I should start a podcast.
Oh God, here we go.
I think it was wrong, dude.
Oh, here we go. Shots fired, dude.
Damn, son.
Anyways. Yeah, so this is Kiwi. Shouts out to him, co-host, because you guys, we've been talking. And it's the funny thing is our relationship is fucking actually hilarious. We argue about literally everything, and I don't even know why. People think we hate each other, and that's just how. But it's just how we are. Because
new people in the guild, man. Like, wait, does that Kiwi guy and Panda have beef? Like, do they not like each other?
Yeah. And it's just how we are. We just talk shit all the time, and I just like to trigger him a lot. That's just me being a troll.
It's just Panda being wrong. Man.
Oh, dude. Hey, listen. And there's a valve, dude. Did you click that valve, dude? Did you click that valve?
What valve?
But there is one thing that me and Kiwi have complete in common and agree with.
T-Pain.
T-Pain. Is Panda being all the time. Exactly. Yeah, me and Kiwi agree on one thing, and that's T-Pain. We're huge T-Pain fans. It's actually
T-Pain and nachos, dude.
T-Pain and nachos. T-Pain and nachos. And as long as we have that, we're good, bros. Dude, it's been an hour.
Yeah, it's time for
What the heck happened? Oh my god.
It's been longer because we started 2:45, man.
Dude, what? It's been an hour of this podcast? What the freak just happened? We didn't even talk about anything. We kind of did, actually. We kind of talked a lot of that stuff.
We talked about a lot, man.
Forgot that you're the same time zone as me.
We got your lifespan story from when you were born.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't talk about we talked about Endgame. Watch that movie, dude. If you guys watch any MCU movie and you're a fan, watch Endgame. Right? Because my review of it is, if you've never watched MCU movie, you would not get this movie. All right, this movie is for the fans. Okay, if you've never watched any previous movie, this movie you won't get. You won't get this movie because there's a lot going on. Right? If you watch Infinity War and you watch this, it completes this, and it just brings everything into full circle. Right? I can't even explain to you how good this movie is if you're a big MCU fan. Okay?
You can't explain it. There's no point.
Yeah. I'm not going to explain it. I'm just letting you guys know this movie is the one. Okay? When I came out of this movie, I was like, dude, oh my God. And I couldn't talk about it to anyone because there was like crowds of people around me that was like in line waiting to watch this movie. And it fucking killed me. You and me movies, let's go. All right. Pay for my plane ticket. I got you, fam. All right. But anyways, this is the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for downloading, listening out there. I love you guys. I want you guys to know that I love you. But that's it. All right. So that's it for the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next week. Stop recording.